Say your favorite monster, favorite line, favorite episode.
Favorite food, what's good now? But there's no pressure. Favorite time of day.
Now, the cool thing about working in that studio up there, and it wasn't the temperature because it was quite warm during the summertime. You could be in that studio and be cold in the morning, and by 3 in the afternoon, you could feel it moving down your body. The taller you are, the hotter you are, sooner. But the cool thing about that studio and working there was the fact that there were so many other opportunities and so many other groups working, other shows. That's where I got, because I was around. They had me, they asked me to come and do King Mondo for the Power Rangers. And that led to two other monsters on 2 other different Power Ranger gestations. So it was really a great opportunity. And it was a great opportunity for people to learn how to do things, because you had to go on, you had 10 minutes between setups. We're moving on, you have this much time. The grips, the lighting guys, the makeup people, all those people, they all learned their craft there. And it was a really wonderful thing to do.
Well, and it was funny, just talking about opportunities that are available to you. My father, actually, Scott, grabbed my dad, and my dad bringing me to the ADR studios every once in a while. My dad's got a great booming voice and can do crazy monster voices, and Scott had him do a few of the monster voices too. So, I mean, it was just... the entire family, not even just the family on set, but the entire family got dragged into doing stuff. So it happened, and it was always fun.
Yes. Oh yeah, I didn't. When I crossed paths with them, it was fine. But her, yeah. But as the Queen, we had this. Yeah. That was the whole problem. I've burned up more marriages. I've got, I bought more houses for people. I can't.
Alex was great. She was so funny back then. A lot of her characters that became on Mad TV staples were totally she'd do in the studio, or Orange Chicken Lady and all that stuff. And she didn't have any following. She was completely unknown at that point in time. And she dragged me and David Walsh, the engineer and the director there. Anybody she could get to come down to watch her at the comedy places she was doing. There were empty houses and just the ADR staff. So, but she was really nice. She was really good. I think it was one of her first gigs, and she doesn't return phone calls now. Of course, I called her about 10 years, but that's okay.
Were you guys sad when Masked Rider ended?
Sad? No.
Scotty.
We're not sad.
I needed a break, so I really wasn't. I wasn't sad. I would have kept going, but I was kind of burnt out. Not really.
You mean you were sad or sad?
I wasn't sad. I was burned out.
I'm talking about sad. Right? Sad? Oh, I thought you said sad. I'm sorry.
It was sad. It was sad.
Everything has to end and you have to go on. And then you look back fondly. A lot of these people, we haven't seen each other in many, many years. So today, because of you guys, or because we have got to be able to get together, and I'm finally going to get the money that Matt owes me. You're so funny.
I left the show right before it got canceled. So when it got canceled, it was just kind of, I was sad. I was upset that I had to leave, but it was just because of, it was getting in the way of school and life and stuff like that. Hey now. But yeah, it was still sad leaving, but when I found out the show was canceled, I felt okay about my decision. But like he says, everything comes to an end and you have to move on. But I was able to stay in touch with definitely Candace and Matt. I stayed in touch with for over the years. So
Yeah,
For some reason, I didn't know the show was canceled. I really didn't. I showed up, I kept showing up, and I would do the hair and come in, and they would just tell me to leave. No, it was weird because when the show sort of ended, I really didn't, it kind of just stopped. I never, you know, there was never really a moment where I was like, hey, it's over, go away. And they just never called me again. So it took me, yeah, don't call us, we'll call you. Is it? Because I still keep going out there, and nothing is happening. So it was weird when it finally dawned on me several months later, oh wait, we're not going back, we're not doing any more episodes. That was sort of weird, but it was time, you know. You move on, and then you come here.
You know, on that question, it's always unfortunate when a show is canceled after one season. Especially with a sci-fi show. It's kind of at the end of season one that any show really kind of finds its voice in its world. You know what I'm saying? I mean, think of Lost. Think of, even Power Rangers, for God's sakes. After the first season, they finally say, oh, this is what we have, this is what works, and now we can really, these are what the characters really are. Because you don't know that going into the first 20 episodes. You know, so it's unfortunate this show didn't make it to a second season. It would have been nice to develop this world. I mean, see, I'm sorry, the other, 40 episodes. I thought it was only one season of Force of Honor. Oh, got second season? Well, it's time for that thing to die.
So I went and dragged this person out of the room in case you know who she is. We'll let her introduce herself once David can pull himself away from her for a second, and we'll introduce.
Oh, Wendy Lee. Hi, guys. I was the voice of Magnum.
That's what you're asking. There you go. I was asking. Yeah, did one part, so I want you to do one part.
Let's kick it into high gear. We're out of here.
I demoed the car for you, but she's out of batteries right now. Sorry. It was my souvenir of the show, and I fought for it. It's probably the one left. Yeah, I directed quite a bit of ADR. I worked with a lot of y'all back then. Those of you who have grown up, who are I can hardly recognize.
You know, we had all the same scene after all the shows, all the same composers. It's very awesome. Maybe listen to that. I wouldn't write music for those shows.
Like here in a box. They built it for me specifically, but it was very uncomfortable and there was no peripheral vision. And you could only see my jawline because, again, we were matching Japanese footage, so you didn't want to see some Caucasian guy and then another take, the Japanese guy. But it was like looking through little slats. But I had a dresser that would, between every take, would take everything off, so we wouldn't pass out, like you were saying.
Now those suits, a lot of the creatures and stuff, they were these incredible suits, weren't they? They were incredible, but they were filled with foam, and they would hold this heat. I remember the day we were out at Vasquez Rocks, you know, Vasquez Rocks, and it's like 1,000 degrees. And these guys, here come the maggots, they're popping out of the ground, here come the maggots, you know, they're ready to fall over, you know, because boom, because it's like they're wearing these suits, they pull the head off, and they immediately air condition them as much as they can. Oh my gosh, those guys should be good. Yes. Yes, it was a very green day for both of us, wasn't it, Al?
You know what I mean? Being green and stuff like that. So sitting in a chair for like 2 hours and yeah, that was fun.
We were sharing the fun sun. It was fun.
this point in time, Power Rangers was closing ranks around itself and got pretty much into the fact that it was Power Rangers and everybody else was not. And so I think they kind of, I think the last time there was any kind of collaboration was with Master Rider, unless you guys remember differently. But I think that Power Rangers kind of had their rules, and they were too good to be, part of the other shows at that point, right? And quite frankly, all the other shows thought we were too good to be involved with Power Rangers, so it's a good trade-off. I was stuck in the middle, having a little bit of both.
I just got one question. Whatever happened to Fergus?
Fergus? He did pretty well. He became Mini-Me and then went on to VH1, and he now has a dealership in Lubbock.
Rigorous auditioning process. I guess by the time we got to this show, we kind of had it down, and some people, I don't know if anyone got pulled in. Did anyone done Power Rangers or any of the other episodes before? We did a lot of it with some of that, yeah. Obviously, yeah. But, yeah, Saban was on a roll with these shows, so we had our pick of people that wanted to be on, and it was just a matter of getting just kind of a chemistry down of mixing and matching, who would work well together, who got the comedy of the scripts and the energy of each individual show. But yeah, you'll see a lot if you go back around and see.
It was huge. It just didn't go through.
Crossed over a couple of people where there's so many fine on one show that turned out to be on another, like, what was that kid that wound up in Turbo? Blake Foster, yeah. I cast him in another Saban made-for-TV movie with Rusty Dog Rescue, or yeah, The Great Dog Rescue or something. And then, yeah, they liked him in that and wound up, making him a Power Ranger because he was into karate and everything. And he was a fan of Jason Franks and wanted to meet him, and that kind of all spawned on from that.
So Saban was interesting. They kind of had a studio system, though. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, they had a studio system. They gave us, I don't know if you guys have forgot these things. After season 1, they give Paulie and I these studio-inclusive contracts. They're like, you will not smoke in public, and you will give us exclusive rides, and you will learn the Charleston, and how to sing at nightclubs, the Coconut Grove, or the night thing. So but that's the thing. That being the case, we got to the point where we bought several warehouses in Valencia, and we built Power Rangers in one, and then VR Troopers, and then Masked Rider, all in the same place, and it became Saban Studios. Beetleborgs, big bad Beetleborgs, and then we even made the looping/ADR facility upstairs above VR Troopers, right? Above VR Troopers, so it was all in-house. So one of the cool things about it is that you got to say, hey, I like so-and-so, I like working with so-and-so, so-and-so's already up here, let's bring him in for this project too. That's how I got suckered in by this puppy right here, Yeah, I'm a trial VR Trooper! You're so good, you're a studio boy! You're the Charleston! You don't have to pay him nothing, because you're already owned by I Am Saban! So you can either wash his car or do a motorcycle voice. I chose both. I'll put your car right now. Anyone here, I'll put it for $5. He's good at it. Oh, man, I'll bless you.
You have a question?
Who was that foul and sick? What? Who was the foul and sick? Me? No.
Somebody had to do it.
From 5 a.m. on, he was making us laugh.